Okay, so here is the top of the Thril magazine. As you can see, just polymer feed lips, like pretty much everything else that's on the market. Now, what's interesting is the guy that made these, designed these, was the same guy that designed the Lancer magazines. So you'll actually see some holdovers from some of the Lancers, some of the earlier ones, in this design. So, okay, so we have these sweet little grooves here for all those, speed loaders and clips and things like that that you never use. But I think you actually have to have those for a military contract. So that's why people keep putting them into magazines, even though I've not loaded a magazine with one of those in like probably 10 years. Yeah, so feed lips are polymer, unlike the Lancer mags. So there's that. I like the magazine release catch. As you can see there, it's got kind of an interesting shape to it, and it makes it, in theory, a little bit easier to sort of drop out of the gun because it's not a flat shelf. As you can see, something like that with this GI magazine, it also has a rounded part there. So similar to that. So the body itself, and we'll get back to the follower here in just a second, but the body itself is very rugged. It feels like a very, very sturdy, like you can't crush it type plastic. Sometimes you get those magazines and you squeeze them and they're like, so no, this feels really, really good. Does have the little constant curve thing going on there, just like the Magpul. And what's interesting is they have little grippy doos here for grabbing. So I think there's 4 of them for each finger. And they leave this blank in terms of grippiness. And then of course there's nothing on the spine of the magazine in terms of grippiness. They do give you a little bit of roughage there, and that is to aid in extracting from pouches as you grab that with your fingers and give it a tug like you so often do, and to help that get out of the pouches. So very, very simple overview real quick there, but let's get into it a little bit further. So the base plate, what's interesting is that it is actually rubberized, and this is the little Thril logos there, and just like the original Lancer mags were rubberized at the base, they went ahead and did this there as well. So of course we have the same little slide off bottom part that's on almost every polymer mag. What's really nice is that this one doesn't move. There'll be some ones that we're talking about coming up that do a little bit of moving, but it is kind of nice that we don't have to worry about that popping off. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and pop the floor plate off, and we'll just use this as a tool here. If anybody knows what I just used to pop that off and knows where it came from, put that in the comments. You really should. Somebody should know anyways. So this is the follower here, and as we can see, it's pretty damn similar to the Magpul follower. Now, whether that's licensed from them, I don't know. This is from a PMag Gen 2, I believe, the mag levels when those first came out. But you can see the Thril here and the Magpul here, that they are pretty darn similar. Obviously, the Magpul has a little bit longer back leg there, but they both capture the spring. Yeah, they're both anti-tilt. They both have the same geometry as far as their angles and stuff go. So I mean, is this a Magpul? I mean, it probably is, or is licensed by them. It's a smart move. A lot of companies have been just going, look, why invent a better mousetrap? Let's get a Magpul follower, and like a lot of the GI mags, you'll see with that. So we see here the springs are pretty much the same length. Kind of hard to see there, but so, I mean, I have no doubts that this is, just as good as, the Magpul follower in terms of how it takes care of business, how it moves those cartridges up. It does have a little bit of debris clearing there, and sort of the Magpul does. And again, this is a really old Magpul follower. I think this is from like 2011, maybe. So I know that they've changed some stuff since then, but so yeah, so I like the color. I like the fact that it is a little bit more eye-catching, because when you are, running dry in your gun and you're able to actually pop that, gun over and roll that gun over before you pop the mag and see that there's some nice color in there, that, hey, I'm probably out of ammo, versus like, the standard old school, like the PMag there, where it's just, or the anti-tilt follower, not in a PMX jammy. And it doesn't really give you a whole lot of information when you're empty. I mean, obviously, if you know your gun and you've been doing it for a long time, you know when your gun locks back on an empty magazine. But there are people out there that are probably like, oh, if your enemy could see that you have a colored follower, they know you're empty. Oh, and you're the same type of person that says, the Germans would rush the US GIs when they'd hear the Grands ping, because it's always just one guy fighting and they don't have a squad with them that would completely mow these people down. And realistically, how fast and how far are you going to go in the amount of time it takes somebody to reload that gun? Anyways, just my little gripe. So we'll go ahead and take a look here. See that texturing there? That, again, that is rubberized. I just use, so you see the paint's coming off there, which is to be expected from like a rubberized coating. That's not anything wrong with the magazine. I spray painted that, and spray paint just doesn't stick to rubber very well. No, I mean, so it's cool. I like the fact that it is a softer base, especially if you are practicing indoors or you train a lot in ranges where you're on hard surfaces, that you're hopefully less likely to break the magazine from repeatedly emptying onto the ground. But I mean, it's nice, but it doesn't, I mean, it's not required for me. I put mag pulls on all of them anyways, so that keeps the magazine protected. So you can see the Thril logo there, right there. I know it's camouflage, it's pretty crazy. And then they do say 5.56 by 45 at the top. And they also say it here. Oh, you guys can see that on the follower right there. Where I pull one, I'll try to remember where they actually put it. Maybe they don't on these little ones. You just have the M. But so I don't know if they have said anything about as far as whether it's designed to be a good consistent magazine for 300 blackout, or any of the other cartridges that you could stick in there. I don't know. They are pretty new, and some of the information is just a little bit hard to come by. I know Hank Strange did a great interview, and checked out some other stuff as well. But so I don't know. I don't know if they've not put that on here for the same reason that a lot of other magazines don't have it. They don't suggest using anything other than 5.56. So I'm hoping to speak to the guys there and see if we can't kind of talk that out, see what exactly is going on there, and if this is a magazine that they recommend for different calibers. So the last thing I want to show you here is, I guess I should show you what's the PMag. I know it always looks taller, but it's got a mag pod obviously on it, but you can see the curve. Pretty much the same there, so once they got that constant curve idea down, I think that was a pretty good thing that people just kind of ran with. So let's take a look at one other thing I think is really cool about this, and yeah, we'll wrap it up. So when the gun is empty, you do have that nice red follower in there. So I do like the fact that there are these colored followers out there. Stop. And they make it really, really easy to tell, obviously, if you've gone bingo on the ammo. So let's take a look at a couple other ones that are out there. Here's a yellow Magpul follower there. Oh, so nice. It's so pretty. And an orange one. This I've had this magazine for like 10, 12 years. That's when I think C Products was first actually licensing the Magpul followers. And here's a horse of a different color, white, and that is from those sweet Tango Down Arc mags. So yeah, I like that. A lot of the Elanders, they have the white followers too, which I think is pretty cool. I just hate the fact that the top round is on the left side of this thing. So, but you can see that there are quite a few different colors that you can get stuff in. I definitely like the fact that you can check out the ammo status on your gun. Like, you see color, you're probably in trouble, because this doesn't really give you a whole lot. I know the angle sucks, but come on. And if you're looking at it as a shooter, you're probably going to see something like this. It doesn't really give you a whole lot compared to some of the other more brightly colored followers. So how does it shoot? Don't know yet. Haven't had a chance to get out there. We went out there to a couple different ranges, and one of them the cops got called because somebody was doing something stupid. So it wasn't us. But yeah, I really like that so far, and I really think that it's a pretty cool magazine. Now, I paid gun show prices for this. I paid like $15 for it, which is way too much. Okay, but I saw them and they were there, and we're supposed to get one from the manufacturer that hasn't gone through yet. So when I saw it, I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna go ahead and grab it. Are they worth $15? I don't think so, but I also don't think PMags are worth $15. I was getting Gen 3 windowed PMags for I think $14, $13, something like that before the the Biden panic. So you know, I don't think any magazine currently out there today is really worth that. That's a standard capacity 30 round mag, something like that. No, adding 2 rounds doesn't help Daniel Defense. Magazines are stupid expensive as well, but yeah, we'll definitely do some drills with it. We'll definitely check it out, and you know, let you know what we think about it. Hopefully, film it, guys. Thanks for checking out the show. I really appreciate you guys stopping by. I don't have anything else for you, and like Grantham, I'm just gonna end it here. See you.